All right, I'm so excited. We have fungus. We did a mold test, right? So if you saw our last episode, I set up these plates, inoculated them with the air. So essentially mold spores coming from different parts of the trailer. Floor, vents, a couple different locations. And what the point of that is to see what grows and to see if we can identify it. Just as a little test to see what's going on in the trailer. All right, time to open them up. Oh, we've got stuff. So, success. All right, I'll lay them out, kind of show what we've got. There's a lot of colors, a couple different patterns. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I've opened up the plates and I'm encouraged. There's definitely a lot of colors, a lot to work with here. We should be able to identify some of this stuff using the manual provided. So I'm gonna take a minute and check into that. If you missed our previous video, we sampled the ductwork where the furnace blows out, as well as the AC ductwork, and two obscure areas down low in the trailer on the floor, under the shower and under the water heater. Well, that was interesting. Reading up through the manual, hard to be sure what we're really looking at, but the dark colored mold here, maybe an aspergillus, that is common on decaying wood. I found this underneath the shower carpet, and I have similar black growth from the water heater floor area. So that's directly on plywood. So if these are fungus that are common in wood and then decaying wood, that totally makes sense. Got a few other things here that I don't really understand. A couple colors in this one. Got a bit of this blue stuff around here, and I can't identify that yet. There are some options for mold ID, and I'm going to work on it a little bit more and get back to you. Did want to share this one though. This is one of our brightest colored plates here with the bright yellow and the bright pink. We'll have to figure out what that is. I have taken the time to photograph these for further identification work. We'll see if anything comes of it. It's been fun. I should say, as a former scientist, none of this stuff really weirds me out. You might be saying, oh my God, mold, unrecoverable. But the bottom line is, I challenge you to find a surface in your environment somewhere that doesn't grow at least a few things. Counters, floors, interior of your car, all of it in your environment. It's gonna have some stuff on it that's gonna grow right up on these things. So this was just a fun experiment to kind of see what's going on. Nothing so far scares me too bad.
The standing desk is working great for us, but sometimes we need two workspaces. So what I'm gonna try to do is take off the existing TV and see if I can mount up this monitor, just remove 4 screws and make it simple. So this is a 27-inch Samsung Smart Monitor, and while it's not as feature-rich as the one up front, it should allow us to both stream TV and also use it as a computer monitor. With the old TV removed, I'm now going to see if these 4 mounting holes will line up. I'm going to need some help from the camera person.
Okay, I'll help in a minute. Line them up first and make sure they actually line up. I think those line up.
I believe they do.
All right, let me put the camera down and I will help you.
Thank you. Let's see how this seats against the wall. Just trying to be careful because I do only have the 2 screws in.
Oh, it touches.
It does touch in the upper corner.
You can see where it touches the wall a little bit. I think we should put the other fasteners on the back and click lock it into place and see how it goes. I don't think I want it to do that, and we may need to customize the Airstream mount.
I do think there's a simple solution, which is to make the mount slightly off center.
Okay.
If I move it over like 1/2 inch, it'll give us clearance there. I don't think it'll cause us any trouble on this side. We've got plenty of room here.
Well, you cross in and out of there the most because of your shoulders, so you'll want to be mindful of that. It doesn't really block the Dometic thermostat, which is fine.
Because we've got so you can easily get in there.
Yep.
I think it's going to work. I wish it was less fiddly, but there's one mod I think we're going to have to make.
All right, well, let's get it attached and clicked into place and see how it goes.
So I'm going to unmount the monitor now. Let me show you my idea to fix this. Right here, this is mounted dead center on the bracket. I'm going to move the mounting holes over to here. It will make it off center slightly, ½ inch or so, but that should give us all the clearance we need at the wall.
Okay. I just really want to try not to damage the walls or the monitor in transit. Right now we're parked, but in the future, I hope to be rolling.
I like how solidly this locks back. I mean, it's hard to release,
yeah.
But that's good when you're traveling.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think we got this.
Okay. Do you need help?
Maybe. I just have to re-drill this hole and this hole over here about ½ inch in line here.
So I'm concerned that the plastic between those holes will be too thin.
That's, I don't think, an issue just based on the thickness of this. There's a good bit of meat here.
Okay. I mean, worst case scenario, we have to buy a new mount plate.
Sure. I have my holes re-drilled and I'm ready to reassemble. All we're really doing is going from here to here. Very small change. I have this back on. Now I'm going to put the screen back on it. I've got 4 screws in this now, and I'm just going to see how it fits.
It looks really crooked. Like really, really crooked. All right, let's see it in place. How's the wall?
Got just a ½ inch here clearance on the corner.
Okay.
Looks pretty close to dead level.
Awesome. All right, let's figure out power connections and see how it works.
Yeah. The mount didn't interfere in any way with where the connections are going to go, so that's excellent news there.
Okay, good.
Let's talk about Shauna's favorite subject, cable management.
Well, I just hate it when it's a mess.
Well, I understand. We've got 3 cords that were on the old one. Now we've got an HDMI, which we've got 2 HDMI ports, so that's easy. That goes to one of them. We've got power. In this version, we need to incorporate a power block rather than have this plugged directly. I'll have to solve that. Last thing is we have a cable TV mounted. We don't generally watch over the airwaves TV, and it turns out this doesn't have a place to put the antenna. So I'm probably going to remove this from the cord, but we'll keep the functionality in the Airstream in case it comes in handy later. I've run all new cords through the old cord keeper. I was getting black stuff all over my hands from residual electrical tape.
Have you washed?
Yes, I have washed my hands to get the black goo off so I don't get all over the white
monitor.
I think we're ready to test it.
All right, pull it back into place. Let's see.
Okay.
We still have a little bit of cable management. There's a little brick type thing we might need to mount to the back of the TV, but
I have an idea.
Let's make sure it actually functions before we do anything else.
All right,
are you ready?
Time for a test.
Oh.
Ooh, Christmas movies.
I do like some Christmas movies. Can we permanently mount the switch here? Like on a little shelf?
Probably.
Oh, that'd be awesome. So it has to ride though.
Yeah. We're back. We had a great holiday. We were gone for about 10 days and we had a nice time with family. But what that brings me to is the trailer was closed up for about 10 days, no climate control whatsoever, and we have mold results. Let's get into it. To be clear, we don't have any funky, obvious mold growth in here. What we are doing, and just to recap, is inoculating some plates with the dust and little grit we can find in the corners of this Airstream just to see what's there. So a little while back, a viewer recommended we do this, and we've had fun doing it. We took pictures of the plates and sent them into a service for identification. And with those results back, what we see is we have several different kinds of fungus, 2 kinds of penicillium, 3 kinds of aspergillus and mucor, as well as rhizopus. Things like penicillin and several different things that are common in the environment. There are things that decompose wood. Essentially, there are things in nature, which is right on the other side of the screen. We're parked under a giant tree, and so it's no surprise that we've got essentially a positive test for leaf mold. And what that means is, moving forward, we just need to make sure we're always paying attention to the deep crevices in this trailer and making sure we have a cleaning routine as part of our regular maintenance. Especially with the specific history of this trailer, we want to be particularly vigilant. In addition to the 7 kinds of fungus identified by name, there was also the presence of yeast and bacteria. Now, they didn't narrow down the strains, but again mentioned all this stuff being very common in nature. Most of the detailed reporting I can summarize as most of this stuff shouldn't be a problem unless it's really in a full bloom environment. And what we ultimately need to do is deprive these things of their ability to grow at all.
Right around the time that we tested for mold, we noticed that Airstream has released a new version of these vents. The main complaint about these is they really don't let air flow very well.
Did a leaf just fall out of there?
Yeah, that's another complaint. So we'd like to give these a try. They're going to be stock and low profile, pretty tight to the ceiling. It looks like you can both change the direction once they're mounted and also open and close with the knob. So it's a good thing to try for us. We're going to see if we get better airflow. With my job, we're expecting to be pinned down in Texas for a little while longer. It's going to be hot starting in probably March again. So if this increases the efficiency, the ACs, that'll help quite a bit. And for the month or two in the winter, we can use it really lasts that long. We can use the heat pump. I'd really like it if they fit pretty much tight. So I just may have to put in one side, then the other. Yep, that one will stay. I mean, obviously I have to put screws in it, but it's staying just by the kind of fitment. Nice tight fit. I like that to start. Probably going to drill it 1, 2, 3 and put 3 screws in it. That's the way we're supposed to. I suppose I could rivet it, but I think I want to be able to take it out easily if I have to. There's something to be said for these that just pop into place, but I like these better. That one I can't just stick there, but it's okay. Oh, I have to improvise because we didn't have a paper plate. That's like the best way. You just put a paper plate here and you can drill and all the stuff is contained and you won't have metal shavings everywhere. So I'm hoping I can make it work with this.
We really don't want metal shavings in the rug is what you're supposed to say.
Yeah. You may have noticed that this drill bit was wobbling. It's not really held tightly in this chuck. I might have to replace it. We do a lot of work with tiny drill bits. I think what I should have done is spin it until I saw solid metal under all 3 of them, and I didn't have an edge running through one of the holes. I drilled one hole first, not realizing the last one wasn't quite over solid metal. I bought 6 of these for the main area plus 1 for the bathroom. Took me about 3 minutes to put the other one in, so I'm just going to power through the rest and we'll see when it's done. Something to note is that these did not come with their own screws. I had to supply these, so I dug in the Wheeler Reserve for some nice stainless screws. If you want to talk about dissimilar metals corrosion, this is not the through hull in a boat, and I'm okay with it. This is my 5th one. So far, no surprises. I'm glad to be doing it. I think we're doing good work today.
We're making improvements.
Yeah, especially Timmy. Timmy's doing a great job for all the little metal shavings that leak by.
No, Timmy is getting a participation award. That's just for 4.
Every time you need him, he shows up. What he does, I don't know, but he's here. He's here.
You ready?
Yep. Board, or cardboard, sorry. Scalpel.
You can see the signs that I've been trying to cook. Lighting stuff on fire, guys. Lighting it on fire. I'm lucky you're not a picky eater, Andrew. Your shirt is covered in metal shavings, so the box doesn't seem to be doing.
I think it's catching 20% of it. After handling the new ones and comparing them to the old ones, I really do think this is a serious improvement that we've just installed. There's just so many reasons why the airflow through these isn't good. And from not being able to tell if you've got them open or not at a quick glance to, just having the stainless on the outside really blocking them, these ones, I think they're going to be a lot better. As the seasons change, I've got some questions about our rear hatch. One of the things I can't find is anybody's tune-up video to try to change how it fits.
Andy?
Yes?
The hot water on?
The hot water's on.
Can you check at the sink?
Yes. You're saying you don't have any in the shower?
Water, but it's not hot.
Okay. Bear with me 1 second. I have hot water at the sink.
Actually hot?
Actually hot. It's like too hot to touch.
I had trouble. It's not a cold shower, but it's not hot.
You're basically saying it's tepid?
It's warmer than I would say tepid, but it's not hot, and I have it set to max hot.
I felt like the last shower I took was tepid. It wasn't full hot. I got out. I felt that.
You check the actual water heater outside, make sure it's like firing well.
Yep. Yeah, I checked the tank last time I took a shower, and it was like hot, hot, hot. But the shower side was not. And I'm not sure if we have a mixing valve issue. Maybe it's scale. Maybe I've got scale. I put my hand on the tank. Ow. Yep, that's hot. Yep, between the insulation here, there's a spot where you can put your hand on the tank, and it's too hot. So, yeah, I don't know why she's not getting full temp in the shower. We'll have to figure it out. Just fired again. So as the hot water runs out of the tank, it will fire once it drops below a certain temperature. The thermostats to determine that are up here. Anyway, I think we're doing okay. A little bit of soot on the back there. That shouldn't be black. That means it's not quite burning fully clean. It's hard to tell with the bug screen here, but there's a little bit of soot in a line there. Something to check out. I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on with the water heater, or really the water heater all the way to the shower head. There's something, maybe it's the mixing valve. It's hard to know. We'll have to troubleshoot that and figure out what we can do to fix it. Where was I? Back to the rear hatch door situation. Mostly, I'm wondering if anybody out there has any experience improving the fitment and seal of the rear hatch door. So what I've done temporarily, I want to say it's temporarily because I don't think it's a permanent solution. Well, let me show you. Coming in here towards the bottom, I've fit a little bit of foam gasket material here. And this runs down the edge, across the bottom, and then up on the other side. Gasket material down, over, and up. I went from a gap where light would go through, and if there's a temperature difference between inside and out, I could definitely feel a draft coming through, to no light coming through and no draft that I can feel. But I know it's not a perfect solution. The slide bolt that locks the door, it hits the holes it's supposed to hit. So it's a little strange that the door isn't closer to the body and closing that gap itself. Not sure if anybody else has dealt with this or has any ideas from something similar. Any thoughts would be appreciated. Thank you. To address yesterday's problem where we don't seem to have quite enough hot water making it into the shower, scalding hot water at the other two areas, the other two sinks, but not making it to the shower, what I'm gonna do is add some vinegar here to the hot water heater, and I'm gonna run the water in the shower just enough to pull weak solution of vinegar into the mixing valve and through that piping. I'm hoping to see a benefit from this, and after around 2-3 hours, we'll rinse everything out. Gonna take the blow-off valve out and pour straight into the water heater here after I depressurize the system. Just let that drain a minute. Once it stops flowing out, I'll go ahead and put the vinegar in. Shauna has booted me out of the overhead cubbies here and some of the other hidey holes for my clothes storage and kicked me into the closet here. So check this out. First off, this light fixture is on the clock. It's not going to live much longer. So we've seen on other Airstream channels where they cut out this ribbiness on the bar for more storage space and more control. We think we're going to do that next.
Oh, that looks really dangerous, man.
Feels dangerous. Thinking about putting gloves on.
Yeah.
Like one rib to cut
Maybe
through
another
and we'll be to the
blade?
wall.
Do you need a sharper blade?
Maybe.
How old is that? Rusted?
Well enough that it's stubby.
Yeah.
Let's get a sharper one. So I was able to score this and then kind of pull on it. Wearing 2 gloves on this hand just in case I slip with the knife. But basically, once you score it, you can break it off. So once I got a sharp blade, it wasn't too hard.
How about that? Is that better?
They now slide to kind of whatever width we need them at versus the other way.
Doesn't really answer the question, but is it better?
I think so. I think so. Something about that black looks a little more finished than the bare pipe, but I'm okay with it.
You'll get several inches of more space when you cut this down.
That was one of my goals, is to cut that back. It turns out that that mixing valve barely exceeds the white wall, but they have this 3-4 inch thick box. It's totally unnecessary.
It's coming, guys.
Yeah.
It's coming. You know, it'd be really nice to enclose this all with like a cedar luan.
Yeah, we could line the back wall with cedar.
Yeah.
Even the back wall and sides.
It'd be nice if that's something that interests you.
More functional than this light.
You hate that light. I know you hated
It's
the one in the
awful.
other Airstream as well.
I don't even look at it. It's an eyesore. I put the valve back on and tightened it up, if only to repressurize the system so I can run water to the shower and let it sit a little while longer. I'm gonna clean a little bit of the soot off on the back side of the cover, just so I can see if the adjustments I'm gonna make over here to the air mix take effect. So after a few days, if the soot comes back, I haven't quite got it right. We'll see. I made a slight adjustment down here. I think that's just a little bit bluer. I think that's exactly what we need to do. We'll see if that gets rid of the sooting problem and this burns a little more efficiently. Running a little bit of air through it.
I'm exercising the different settings on the head, and now we get different spray settings like we did.
Yeah, it was kind of stuck before where it would only do one thing.
Like it did last time.
All right, I'm hoping that's indicative of less scale. Would you say it's hot?
Well, it's only warm right now, but
I'm not sure the water heater's caught up with being off for the soak period.
yeah, I don't think that. We're gonna have to report back.
No. We'll report back. Well, guys, we're about out of time for today, but I am working on the anniversary Tommy build video, and that's going to be forthcoming. Some minor setbacks. We rolled out some new software at work, and that's going about like this. And it's taken a bit more time than I like, but I am still working on that video. That should be out forthcoming, so stay tuned for that.